Hello, my friends. How you doing? So great to have you here. I hope you're doing super amazingly well. In this video, I'm going to share 3 surprising ways to be a more confident presenter when you're showing up on video, whenever you're showing up on camera. So it's great to have you here if you're here with me live. We all know that presenting is crucial for having a successful business, especially if you have your business online. We know that we need to be showing up regularly and presenting on video. But if you're like a lot of people that I speak to, a lot of business owners, it can be really challenging to show up confidently as a presenter because this skill is not natural. A lot of people say to me, you just seem so natural. This is a trained skill to be able to stare at a lens and engage people. There's lots going on behind the scenes. If you imagine an iceberg, there's the surface of what you're seeing, but there's a lot underneath that makes a presentation engaging, that makes someone come across as confident, as trustworthy, as influential, as someone that they want to follow. There's a lot that goes into that. And so it's a trained skill. We're all born not being able to talk. We learn how to speak. And most of us can easily get out thousands and thousands of words a day. But when it comes to public speaking, a lot of people freeze, even if they're sitting in the safety of their lounge room at home. So if you're not confident when you share on video, whether that's on a Zoom event or Facebook Live or in your pre-recorded videos, wherever you're showing up on camera, if you don't show up confident, people don't trust you as much. I put the question out to the group of ladies that I was working with yesterday. We had a workshop called How to Get Clients with Online Workshops, and it was amazing. And by the way, if you didn't come, if you missed it, I'm running it again this Saturday. So just drop the word workshop in the comments if you want me to send you the details for that. It's free, and I can send you the link and you can check it out and see if it's something you're interested in. But we were talking about why do you think it's so important to be confident? And what came through the chat box a lot was trust, because we don't trust people who we typically at an unconscious level, we don't tend to trust people who come across as unconfident, as come across as really wavering and not quite sure of themselves. Being confident is a hugely powerful asset to have in your business. And there's been a lot of research done that's shown that women typically, generally, aren't as confident when it comes to showing up and presenting as men, in a lot of areas in business as well. There's a lot of studies that show this. I was talking to a mentor of mine, 𝘃𝗶𝘁 recently, and he was saying, a bloke will watch a TED talk and go, yeah, I'm an expert in that. And a woman will do a diploma and think she has to do another diploma to feel good enough. And it was interesting that he said that, because I've noticed that working with women for so many years and working with hundreds of women and men, I've really observed that in general, I believe women, we tend to be a bit tougher on ourselves. And so we need to develop our confidence and be able to step into our power as business women. I think there's a fear that we will come across as too masculine, too direct, too pushy, too much in our masculine if we want to come across as powerful. So confidence, true confidence, is us being our authentic self and us being in our genius zone. I'm going to talk about that a little bit as we go through. True power is when we are able to show up elegantly, authentically, be ourselves, but also be able to show up with confidence that's come from genuine competence, not fake confidence. Have you noticed the difference? Have you noticed that there's a difference between that kind of forced, I'm going to be really confident, and just knowing that you're really good, knowing that you are in your genius zone, and therefore the confidence is just a byproduct of that. Thanks for joining me live. Those of you who are on here live, hey Anna and Candy and everybody else who's jumped on. So great to see you. So I want you to imagine that you had absolutely unlimited confidence. Imagine, what would you do differently if you had unlimited confidence, if you just had no fear of what anybody thought? No fear, no doubt, no comparison, none of that. And you just were purely confident. How would you show up differently in business? What would you do differently? At the workshop yesterday, I was asking the ladies what they found challenging about presenting, about going to their next level in presenting. I was inviting them to think about their next level. So if you've been doing videos, but you haven't been doing live videos, that might be your next level. Maybe you've been doing live videos, but you haven't done a masterclass. You haven't done a workshop, or you haven't done a retreat, or you haven't done a full day event. You've just done a half day. So for all of us, there's a next level, right? And some of the things that the ladies said, I wrote down. A lot of stuff came through the chat box. I wrote down really the 5 most common things that I saw. Fear of looking stupid or incompetent. Ever had that one? I definitely have had that one. Someone said, I talked myself out of it by thinking others are more experienced and ahead of the game than me. Have you ever felt that one? I've definitely felt that one. I feel like I look like I don't know what I'm doing or talking about. These are blocks. These are blocks that hinder us from showing up in our fullness and sharing our message with the world. Wondering if people really want what I have. Can you see that that person who wrote that, that's going to hold her back if she doesn't address that? Feeling like there's too many people out there who do what I do and no one will ever see me. I relate to all 5 of these. I've experienced all 5. And when you experience these blocks, if we don't face them and take action anyway, take action despite them, we're going to stay stuck and we're going to stay small. There were 3 light bulb moments I had that allowed me to overcome my fear of presenting. I had a massive fear of presenting. I would always be so nervous, really fearful, not just like, oh, I feel a bit of nerves, bit of butterflies, but like full on, bright red, really anxious, heart racing, the works. So I want to share with you 3 things that are a little bit surprising. It's not that obvious, because I believe that having confidence is something that people want, but it's not something that everybody's actively trying to create. And you think about your business without being confident, you think about the importance of confidence when you think about if we don't have it and all the things that we're avoiding because we don't feel confident. So our trust decreases when people are unconfident. Our trust in them decreases. Confidence suggests leadership. You know, as humans, as pack animals, we want to find the leader and follow her or him. And confidence is one of the traits of a leader. When someone's in a leadership space, in our minds, we tend to listen to them. And that's why presenting is so powerful, because it positions you as a leader. It positions you as someone that someone wants to follow. And when we follow people, we enjoy the feeling of being led. And that could be thought leadership. And if you don't have confidence, people won't want to follow you. The other thing that confidence does that I think is really important is that it exudes positivity, and that's very attractive. Positivity and optimism is attractive, and confident people have positive thoughts about themselves, and that creates positive thoughts about others. They're looking at it from a lens of looking for the good, not looking for what's wrong, not being judgmental. And we love that. We love being around people that are positive and optimistic. It's a very attractive trait. And it's different to arrogance. Arrogance is thinking I'm better than other people. Confidence is thinking I'm great and you're great and we're equal, but we have our own areas of strength. And when we're doing it more of a like I'm better and being competitive, that's not true confidence. In fact, I believe that's a lack of confidence. So a few mistakes people make, in fact, 3 mistakes people make when it comes to confidence. The first mistake people make is comparison. If you're taking notes, write this down. Hey, Kim, great to have you here. If you're taking notes, number 1, comparison. Comparison kills confidence. Comparison is that need to look at external validation, thinking you have to act a certain way or feel a certain way in order to gain approval or love or belonging, success, whatever it is. And this is so rife in our social media driven society, right? The great comparison trap is costing people greatly. And when we compare, we either think we're better than or worse than. It doesn't work. This is not what good business is about. So please stop comparing. The second mistake people make is avoidance, avoiding things. If you don't face the things you're scared of, if you avoid them, whatever is outside of your comfort zone. I saw a great talk today about getting out of your comfort zone at the Her Business live event. And she was talking about even 4%, like 4% out is a good way to not be stressed out, because if we try to go too far out of our comfort zone, we can get stressed. And if we stay in our comfort zone, we can get bored, frustrated. We can feel like we're not progressing and growing, which is a human need. So we can't avoid those things that scare us, like presenting, because at some point you're going to have to get better at this skill. You can't just keep avoiding it if you want to grow your business. We actually learn fear and doubt and worry. We learn it. We're not born with it. And a lot of people think they need to do things perfectly in order to feel confident. Like, oh, I don't want to run a workshop until I've got everything perfect. All my slides are perfect. My marketing's like just right. Maybe I need to learn a bit more. That's a lie. The truth is you can get started straight away to present at your next level, whatever your next level is. You can start. So we need to stop avoiding the things that challenge us. And the third mistake people make is negative self-talk. Negative self-talk. And often that comes from expectations, like that we should look a certain way, that we should sound a certain way. I was talking to a lady on Monday. I spoke at an in-person event in the Northern Beaches at the Successful Women's Collective. And one lady said to me, the reason I'm not doing it is because of my accent. She said she's an interior designer. She's got a beautiful business. She knows she needs to get on video. She likes filming the interior design, but she doesn't like being in it. I said, your accent's awesome. Your accent's exotic. Your accent's part of who you are. There's no way that you should look or be or show up. It's just you. It's you being your best, but not perfection. We've got to stop those expectations where we feel like we've got to be in a different place than we are. We start questioning things when we look at other people's lives, other people's possessions, other people being further along in their business. So those are the three mistakes I see. Here are the 3 ways to be a more confident presenter. If you're taking notes, write this down. Number 1, make your purpose bigger than your fears. Make your purpose bigger than your fears. Fear is completely natural and normal. We need to act despite it. Many people fear speaking to a group because at a primal level, we want to be part of a tribe to feel safe. And so if we go right back to our ancestors, sitting around a campfire and people are all looking at us, you know, if they see something in us that causes us to be exposed and expelled from the tribe. I remember Seth Godin spoke about this in a book that I was listening to once. Our hindbrain, our reptilian brain at an unconscious level feels like that is completely unsafe, that we could get expelled from the group. So he believes that from a primal level, we fear showing up and presenting in case we get judged, right? And we're kind of wired to be afraid of it. And he says, don't expect the fear to go away, because it probably isn't. We just need to make our purpose bigger. So when we have our purpose so powerful, you know, I believe our purpose is rooted in love, and love is more powerful than fear, and love is an antidote to fear. So when you focus on what you love and why you want to do it, and you step into that, making your purpose, whether that's to help other women who are struggling with what you used to struggle with, whether that's promoting yourself at work to get a bigger promotion, being brave enough to give a speech at a wedding, attracting new clients, growing your business. What is your reason for taking your message out there in a bigger way and overcoming any fear that you have of going to that next level? We all have different motivational drivers, and we need to know what switches us on, what lights us up, what makes us do brave things. What drives you? Is it significance? Is it speaking up against a cause? against injustice? Is it a cause that you're passionate about? Do you want to feel more heard, more valued, more understood, more acknowledged? Do you want more respect? Do you want to feel more success, more power? Like, what is that reason for you? And that's going to help you overcome the fear. Number 2, overcome nervous with service. Overcome nervous with service. It's not about you. It's about your message. And it's about your audience. When you're speaking to people, the more you think about yourself, the more you're going to feel nervous, because you're trying to avoid looking bad and you're trying to look good instead of focusing on them. If you're speaking and you're constantly thinking about how you're sounding and whether you're stuffing up your words, whether you're umming and ahhing like I just did, whether you're pausing, whether your hair's not right, whatever, you're judging yourself, you're not focusing on the audience and you're not present, because it's about your message coming through you, and that can reduce the fear. I believe we all have a message to bring. We all have a wrong to right, to bring forth, a mission to fulfill on this planet. And if you don't do it, no one can quite do it the way you would. So focus on the change that you can help someone make in their life. Every day that you're focusing on yourself, someone is suffering. I can't bear that. I can't bear getting out of bed and going, I don't want to show up today. Stuff them. They can just struggle. I'm not talking about not taking self-care when you need it. I'm talking about someone is struggling right now and they have a problem and you can help them solve it. So please stop worrying about judgment. Number 3, focus on your genius zone so that you can bring unbelievable value. Focus on your genius zone. I always think if you focus on your value and the value that you're bringing, price doesn't really become an issue. You know, people who want to argue with your price, they're usually not ready for the value that you provide. If you focus on price, you're always trying to justify the value. But if you're in your genius zone, you are confident. If you don't work in your genius zone, you'll keep having to justify your price. So please remember to prize yourself. Prize yourself. When you've put in the work, when you have really specialized knowledge, and this is why I always say, tighten up your niche. You have the right to bring confidence. The reason why I am confident is because I've done my 10,000 plus hours on this craft. I've done 10,000 plus hours on business. And so I can show it with confidence. I'm not arrogant, but I'm 18 years in, you know, I'm confident in this area. So imagine walking into a room and knowing there's no question that anyone could ask me that I wouldn't at least have something to say about this specific area, because it's my genius zone. And you just knew that whatever people said to you, you wouldn't get stuck. That brings a great confidence. And that's because you're sticking in your strength zone, your grace zone, your confidence zone. I'm not that focused on price. I just focus on value. And I always think, how can I at least double the value that people expect? At least double it. And if confidence is something that you really want, you want to improve in your confidence, please focus on these 3 things. Focus on, let me just go back. Number 1, focus on making your purpose bigger than your fears. Focus on service to overcome nervous, and focus on your genius zone and bringing unbelievable value. If this is something that you really want to do, you want to improve on as a presenter, and you're serious about stepping up, exponentially building your business, getting clients through running your own workshops, being invited as a guest speaker to summits and podcasts and Facebook groups, and sharing your message out there in a greater way. I'd love to know, just pop in the chat box. Do you have a message inside you that you want to get out there in a bigger way? What is your message? Pop it in the chat box. I'd love to know. In the comments. I'd love to know. What is that? What's the message that you want to get out there even more? Here's your opportunity. Pop it in the comments. What is that message? What is that purpose that you have? Pop it in the comments box. This is one way that you can get it out into the world in a bigger way. And the key is to upskill yourself as a presenter. And that's why I created this workshop. It's a free workshop. I'm really passionate about more women having a voice and putting their voice out there in the marketplace in a more confident way. So that's why I created the workshop. It's not just about presenting, it's about how to run successful, effective online workshops. So masterclasses, webinars, events, all, everything that we can do where we present online. Just pop the word workshop into the chat box, into the comments right now. Pop the word workshop if you'd like to know more about it, and I will message you the details. There's only 30 spaces available. I'm keeping it intimate and small, more like, like a classroom size. So I'm able to answer your questions. We're able to workshop things together. We're actually working together on your business. It's not just a seminar. So what we're going to be covering in the event is how to create a really engaging workshop presentation, how to deliver a world-class workshop, and how to market your workshop so that people actually come, and not just anybody, but the right people. It's really personal. It's really intimate environment. It's only for women. There are only a few spaces left. So just pop the word workshop or DM me the word workshop. I hope this is helpful today. Just give me a yes if this is helpful in the comments. Love to know that you got some value from it. I'd also love to know what stood out to you. What stood out to you from tonight's session? Was there anything that kind of was like, yep, that's for me. That was a good reminder. Can you please pop it in the comments? I always love to read your comments. And also, if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments as well. I read all of the comments afterwards. And if you want to join us at the workshop, it's happening this Saturday. Is it 20th? No, not the 20th. I'm tired. It's on the 13th of August, this Saturday. So I hope to see you there. If not, until next time, keep showing up, keep sharing your message, because the world needs it. The world needs it. Big love, lots of love. See you soon. Bye for now.